Huh?
No.
You probably had a tenant crib.
Miss Johnson room. In Miss Johnson living room.
Niggas just creating names. Y'all funny.
She got a studio too. Why you laid up like that?
Yeah, a third floor apartment. One bedroom.
Paying $1,200 for a studio.
That's her problem.
Jesus. All right, welcome to another episode of Legal No Name podcast. No idea what episode this is. We got to be approaching 50 at some point, though. We got Moose here, Jay
Your
here,
boy.
Cheese here.
Let's not be serious, guys.
How's everybody feeling tonight?
I'm good, man.
Grateful.
Grateful for what? What are you grateful for?
Greatly that you asked that.
Gratefully you asked that.
All right, so
day, man.
we were supposed to record last week. A little bit of a miscommunication. We won't get into that, but so we're gonna cover some topics we was gonna cover last week, and then jump into stuff from this week. So the big news last week was A-Rod ended up coming back. A lot of people thought that he was gonna either hold out or that he was gonna get traded. So what was your initial reaction to seeing A-Rod coming back? Jay, I'll start with you.
I was surprised because, like, I think reports came out, it was like he was gonna retire like the next week or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like really ducking a lot of questions about. I mean, a lot of guys do that in the off season too, but nothing pointed to A-Rod just wanting to play football again. Like, it seemed like he was at peace with his decision or whatever the rumors were. So to hear him come back, I think that just changed the whole landscape. Like, now that puts Green Bay back to the top of the NFC. Because it was, you know, we didn't know. Like, it was going to be Jordan Love, if Tay was going to be there. So, honestly, I honestly thought he was going to retire because it just didn't seem like anything was going to go right for Green Bay with the ownership or with the front office because, you know, owned by the city. But, it didn't look good. So, this is actually one of the few times I think something's flipped in the favor of, like, what we would want, what you would want. So, I was shocked to see him actually come back and then restructure his deal and stuff. So I didn't think it would be like that. So I'm definitely shocked with that.
Word. So Moose, after seeing how everything played out, do you think that this is going to be one and done? He's a wrap, based and things are just too messed up, or you think he might have some more time in Green Bay?
Now that we've seen everything unfold, I feel like this is his last year. Because I feel like they exhausted all the options. He said he's gonna come back on one condition if you give him a 1-year deal. So I feel like this is his last year, and I didn't think he's gonna play this year with them, but obviously they came to some agreement, and I just feel like it's good for the game that A-Rod's back and he's back with the Packers. So I didn't want to see a year without A-Rod. So as long as he's playing, I feel like it's good for the game. So I'm glad he re-signed back with them.
Gotcha. Cheese, what do you think this means for Devontae? Devontae, this is his last year on that contract. He wants the extension. He wants to be the highest paid wide receiver. If A-Rod's going next year, what do you think he does?
Honestly,
number 2.
I think the Packers gonna have to franchise tag him because they ain't just gonna let him walk freely. I don't think
they can though. I think another part of the deal.
Is that part of the deal that he can't?
I believe so.
I know that's A-Rod. A-Rod was like, this is over after this, right? You can't franchise tag him.
Yeah, I think that was part of the deal.
I don't know if Tay had that put in his contract, but I think Tay's going regardless. Or if that's not part of the contract, I think Packers gonna franchise tag him.
But wait, I think this is the last year of his deal, though, no? So
yeah.
Once he's out, he's just a free agent. You can't.
You can't. They don't have to.
On a free.
Nah, you can only.
I thought you can only franchise.
You gotta be like,
if you have more years on a contract, but they don't want to play under that contract.
I forget how it is. I believe
honestly,
if you're an unrestricted free agent, you can't tag me. You got to be like restricted or something. Like it's got to be something. I don't think if you're an unrestricted free agent, you can't just tag me. Like, honestly, you might be able to, honestly, because
A-Rod just got franchise tag. He was supposed to be.
He was a free agent. That's right. So you can. Honestly, yeah, you can. If you're a free agent, you can be franchise tagged. But he could have language in his contract where he can't be franchise. Like, there's mad different languages in contracts where you can't do this or something. Like, it's a whole, like, you could change the whole magnitude of contracts just by the wording. So I don't know if he could be franchise tag, but they definitely could if he's a free agent going into the season or going to the offseason. They could franchise tag. If they can't reach a deal, they could tag him and then they could reach a deal while he's on the tag. They'll have a deadline to reach like an extension or a deal. Like you get franchise tag and you got like but so many weeks or whatever to reach a deal. And if you don't, you got to play that season on the tag. Or they could just rescind the tag and he could just be a free agent like Josh Norman.
Gotcha.
The Panthers tagged him. They took the offer back, and then Washington ended up signing him.
Gotcha. So at this point in time, do you think he's worthy of being the highest paid wide receiver?
No matter what. If I was in the 10th pick, no matter what. Tay is worth. Hey, like everybody gonna battle injuries, but when he's in the lineup, that's a given. That's a given. 10 catches, 150 yards, 2 to 3 TDs. Like he's a TD scoring machine. Like you, it comes with it. Like it comes with the territory. You got to pay to do. Because if you don't, you're gonna mess around and see Tay busting your butt either 2 times a year, or he's gonna come see you in the NFC. Like you don't want to be facing Tay. So, I mean, you can't be cheap all the way around. I know NFL is a hard cap league. You know they try to move money and but you ain't gonna replace Tay. So, well, nobody. Y'all don't like drafting skills anyway. So you don't need to just start back from zero with Jordan Love, and then it don't make any sense. You know, I'll just pay the dude.
Hey, 2 things. First, to get J.A. taking my hairstyle. That's one. And
I'm not taking your stuff.
Bro, Jay, don't feed into it, bro. Don't feed into it.
How I take it?
And then 2, yo. So question. Oh, right.
Yep.
So this is a fantasy draft question, whatever, right? So now, y'all thinking that DA is a top dog, whatever, right? So if you, why are you smiling? You smiling?
I want to know
Because you want to say something. Because you funny, man. Just go ahead, ask your question.
Can you see someone picking DA in the top 5?
Top 5, absolutely.
He's going top 5. He's going top.
I think
after what he did with Los, bro. After he did, yeah, lucky I'm not top 5.
You could be top 5 if you want. If you want it, you could be top 5.
I think
I'm saying if you got 1 through 5, can you see someone picking them at 1, 2, or 3?
I don't think top 3. I think top 5. I think in this year in particular, because you got a bunch of running backs coming off of injuries, so people are gonna be a little bit skeptical about Bark or C-Mac or about whoever. So I definitely think I'm gonna be top 5. Top 3, it really depends on
who could be. Well, Cheese is second, so it's either Dalvin or Henry.
And why do you say no to top 3
though? It really depends on who's picking. I don't remember who's where. If Cheese is 2,
it all depends on the person.
No, not saying who like for their draft style, but like would it be a bad pick at 2, in your opinion?
I think that there are a couple running backs that probably got more value than him, so I wouldn't take him at 2. But once you get past,
there's only 2 running backs you could take. I figure if top 3 is only could do it, honestly, like off of last season, because everyone's gonna be scared to take Zeke, everyone's gonna be scared to take C-Mac. Bark is coming off an injury. You don't know if he's gonna be healthy. So you really limit it at 2 and 3 is either Henry coming off the 2,000-yard season or Dalvin. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the way our league goes, because like it's not like a traditional league. Like obviously we value quarterback points. Mahomes wouldn't go first if the points were just like a regular standard league. Right. It would definitely be like running backs. Like we would just take running backs and wide receivers, and then quarterbacks will come later. But the way our league goes, Mahomes is going to be a top 5 pick, top 3 pick, because he ain't getting by Cheese.
Are you smiling? Oh, he's number 1. Oh, smiling. Why are you smiling?
picking that boy, Mahomes.
Pat. Yo, listen, the times have changed. Like, y'all thought I reached that like 11, 12 with Pat. Pat went first last year, and
that's
everyone wants those 50
to our league and realizing that like it is a
that's what I said. I said, yo, there's no reason for me to wait and let y'all get Mahomes. I'll just take him. But Randy already knew because Randy had quarterback problems, and there's a guaranteed around like 49, 50 to 60 points, maybe 70, depending on who he plays. O never had that. O would be having quarterback issues. Cheese would definitely not let that fall by him because you don't want to run the risk of playing Mahomes either. So you got to take him. And then it's only Dalvin or Derrick Henry last year that had a great season that no one is like, everyone's going to be comfortable with taking. You ain't going to take Michael Thomas because now he's hurt. He's had surgery. You ain't taking him. Hot is going to be Mahomes, Dalvin, Derrick Henry are the top 3 picks. I can't. And if you go any other way, Tay can slide into 3 or 4.
I can see other running backs going high, depending on how comfortable people are.
Chubb, maybe Chubb.
Honestly, do you really believe in Dalvin?
Chubb,
Though, honestly, can you
yes.
say he's a short bet like Henry?
No,
I think Dalvin more short than
honestly,
Henry. Like,
I think there's questions.
Dalvin's first healthy year was
There's
last
questions
year.
about every running back.
his rookie year was healthy.
I don't know what order the running backs are going to go in. I just feel like it's going to be 2 running backs. You got
it's going to be scary though, because
you got Dalvin, who has an injury history. You got Derrick Henry, who just got Julio, whose touches might be limited a little bit more. We don't know exactly how that's going to play out. So it's a bunch of different ways you can go. But I still think those next 2 picks are going to be running backs.
You don't pick up that money from Julio, and all of a sudden you think about to run the ball 30 times. If they're going to kill the game, yeah, but they throwing the ball, so he's going to lose some carries. Like, it ain't going to be a lot, but he's going to lose some carries.
He's going to lose some, but he had 320. So, like, you still going to get your money.
378, bro. 378. Yeah, 378 carries.
I try to get a rough number.
Yeah, you try to take away a whole 3 games worth of carries, bro.
He had a Larry Johnson year last year either.
Yeah, so honestly, like Tay is top 5 off the last year's production and the injury history that we had to deal with in this league. You're scared to take anyone else.
Only way I can see him not going
Thomas
top 5 if somebody just says, like, I'd rather just
took a risk and took Chubb.
Yeah,
took Chubb or took
running back. Or somebody might just take C-Mac
first.
Just because.
But honestly,
which he's going to go. Like,
that's why I asked the question, because I feel like, for example, now if I'm like number 2 or 3, whatever, and I really feel
you are
like
3, bro. Don't say whatever, bro. You 3.
Listen. I'm gonna keep it selfish.
Go ahead. You are 3,
like,
so you know.
If that's your man, and you want him, and you feel like he's gonna dog out, I feel like he's not a bad pick at 2, 1 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad pick. You said don't go off who's picking there, but I do got to go a little bit off of how I've watched pick.
Yeah,
this league is going to be running backs first. And usually not getting to wide receiver till like 5, 6, somewhere around there. So that's what I got to expect. Might somebody throw me off? Might somebody jump into the top 4 to pick Clyde Edwards-Helaire? It could happen. So you never know.
That boy going like 5th this round. So he going where he should have went. That boy a freak. That's why he got a piece of it.
Whatchamacallit coming back too, right?
Oh.
Running back that he opted out last year. What's one with
Williams? I don't think he signed back.
Oh, word?
Did he? I think they got the other Williams, Darrell Williams, and they got McKinnon.
Damian Williams?
Yeah. Nah, not Damian, though. Damian not there. I think Darrell's still there.
Darrell, okay.
So going back to before we move on from the Packers, now that the gang is back together, where do y'all see them finishing in NFC?
Packers are top 2. The Packers are top 1 to 3 team, like easily. That division not ready yet. Stafford leaves. It's still Kirk Cousins over there. I don't care what Dalvin do. It's still Kirk Cousins. And Bears are going through a transition, whether it's going to be Dalton or they let Justin Fields take the helm. Like, that's the Packers division. They should win that by at least 3 or 4 games easily. If they're healthy and, everything goes, according to how they plan, I think they'll be, top 1 to 3 seed in the NFC. Just off of, you don't know what other teams are going to do in their division, but they'll have a first-round playoff game.
Yeah, them Packers, man, they don't pass that eye test, but they know how to squeeze one out.
They'll be there. They'll go 14-3 on the low. It won't even know.
Yeah, it'll be the real low. Like, I never seen a team go like 13-3 on the radar. Like, I don't get how they do it.
I don't understand. But we had, I think, either the top offense or the number 2 offense in the league last year. What's the eye test you looking for?
Bro, like
some games are like I know what he's talking about.
That happens to everybody.
You're talking about like
you don't have
like one game was like the the Jaguars game. Like y'all play like shit, but like is the Pack just Pack just know how to find a way to just win that game. It's like, oh yeah, but then y'all bust. But then y'all go and like bust the Saints ass. It's just like that shit is weird. But y'all go to Tampa Bay and get smoked. I'm like, yo, what team is this? Like, Pack is weird as hell. And then all of a sudden they the number 1 seed and went 13-3 2 years in a row and went to the NFC Championship game. I'm like, bro, how? Like you don't see it, but it just happens. Like
I don't know. I don't agree. I think
y'all definitely have some weird games last year.
The Steelers of the NFC. Yeah, always in it. Yeah, always in it.
Steelers still don't be winning playoff games. Nah, they just can't get to the bowl. Like
not this Steelers team. I'm talking about the one that had.
I didn't believe you last year when I was talking about those Steelers last year.
You said what?
Nah, they just injuries messed them up because the Steelers was hot. Like, and then once Connor got hurt, they had no running game. They wasn't fake hot. That defense was crazy. Like they were just blitzing people.
But they started
Bud got hurt.
7-0.
Yo, you lose Devin Bush and Bud Dupree. That defense ain't going to be the same. Like y'all sweep up the middle now. So
and then you
take that away, and then Connor leaves. Connor gets hurt, and then Juju finds TikTok. TikTok Juju.
TikTok dancing.
Ever since he got hit, he ain't been the same. So they definitely faltered down the end of the season.
So speaking of injuries, that's a good place to segue. We've seen a few pretty big injuries in the past few days. We can start with Wentz. How does that change the dynamics in the AFC that Wentz is going to be out for a few weeks? Because the Colts are maybe not a Super Bowl contender, but they're definitely a contender in the AFC.
Man, I'm tight. That changes our pick now. We don't get that third first round pick now.
God,
it turns to a second round. He got to do 70% of the
lost
snaps.
a quarterback for 5 to 12 weeks. You talking about a second round pick being a first round? Y'all about to have a high first round pick anyway.
No, if Wentz played a certain amount of games, we got a first round pick. I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to play 70% of the snaps. Yeah,
all right, so yeah, I'm saying we don't get that first round pick no more.
It's 5 to 12 weeks. He can come back week 2 or 3.
Bro,
yeah,
he's still start to another 5 weeks.
He might get hurt again though. So
we know, bro, but he ain't Mr. Glass. Remember?
We talking about Wentz first, right? He already missing 3-4 games.
Yeah, so what you crying about? You already knew what you already know what it is.
It's an extra game though, so he still could play 13 games, and if he played every snap of the 13 games, there go your first pick.
But he can't.
You know he ain't though. You know he ain't. You know he ain't. Now you see it. Now you see the.
Now you see it. He ain't in Philly. Now he see it.
I ain't seen that. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So where did the Colts? How did the Colts fall in now in the AFC, missing Wentz for at least a few weeks?
Honestly, it just goes by how their schedule starts off the season. If it's a gauntlet to start, I didn't really.
That's rough. They got a rough schedule. If the first 4 games is tough,
I'll look it up.
I could pull it up, but I forget exactly.
Their defense was top 5 in the league too, though. So if the defense gonna have to win a couple games, I think they'll still be legit. I just think they're just a well coached team. I like Frank Reich. I think they built that team through the draft and then, a couple pieces in free agency.
That schedule real.
Yeah, they first have they play some dogs.
Seahawks. Who they start with?
Home to the Seahawks, home to the Rams, at the Titans.
They're gonna break the Titans. The break real quick.
You hear me saying it? Why you keep going?
A break with the Titans.
Do you understand why I hate this guy now? That's the first 5.
A cakewalk on the 26th.
That's when they play us. He's funny.
Even if Wentz was playing, they very well could have gone 1-3 or 0-4 in those first 4 games, depending on how
they still could go 4-0 too. Though, I think with him, it's just the uncertainty. We don't know how Wentz would have played or whatever, but I think just knowing that you got a locked in number 1 as far as what did they pick up? What did they pick up out of free agency?
Nobody.
No way.
They pick up nobody yet?
Too much.
Where did Josh Johnson go? He must have went somewhere else.
Josh Johnson. He went to the Browns.
Browns.
John Johnson, the safety, right?
No, Josh Johnson, the quarterback. I think he went there. I think. But I gotta double check. But I think they just gotta find they gotta just play gritty. That's just gotta be all defense for them. It's gonna be a rough start, but they were one of the top defenses in the league last year. So I mean, they just got to hang their hat on defense and not turn the ball over. Oh, I think they'll be fine, though. I think they'll probably lose at least 2 of those 4. Get Wentz back and then try to make a run down the stretch. So, I mean, I think they'll still be in the thick things because Titans, we don't know. Titans defense.
Quentin Nelson
I
got
see
that.
the fifth. I see. She sent me the 5th string receiver dogging the top DB. So it's definitely open season in Tennessee. So
That was it? It wasn't no 5th receiver. Why
it
you
might have been, bro. I don't know. You don't know your starting corners, bro.
It's right now it's Janoris Jenkins and Christian Fulton, but it might be Caleb Farley back.
When we say ooh wee, open season.
Listen, Moose can't say nothing. He got Jalen Mills and all them boys back there. Shul Douglas.
Now we getting better.
Y'all getting better?
Yeah, we getting.
I got
Here he go, man. Here he goes, man. Here he go.
We got some nice pickups.
See how week 1, man. I'm not. Yeah.
So, are there any other injuries that we've seen lately that are of any concern to you guys?
Cheese, you want to talk? Go ahead, Cheese. Boy, Julio in practice in like 3 days now, man.
2 days, bro. Relax. They being cautious.
Nah, that's just Julio. Julio don't do training camp, bro. But
They ain't have him. They like Julio. They was
we
like
play out next week.
They was on the side field in the sand pit and all that. They don't do 7-on-7s and none of that. But Julio caught a pass.
Julio.
He said he landed awkwardly. He said Mike Vrabel said there's nothing to worry about, but he ain't practiced the last 2 days. So
that's really probably one of the only like significant injuries. Devontae Smith got hurt too. Go ahead, Moon, talk about that. Yeah, that boy got hurt too.
He right now gonna talk about Lil Marvin.
Marvin. You need
to
you gonna call him Marvin. You need to pay
Lil Marv cool. He'll be all right.
Yeah, what was that corny joke you said? Never mind. I'll wait till later.
You talking about the Russ?
I try to leave.
He knew it was weak.
That was
I ain't gonna do this one.
All right, so let's get into some breakouts. Let's name a few guys that you guys feel like are gonna have breakout seasons here in 2021. Cheese, I'll start with you. Who you like?
I like on a low. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones gonna have a good year. I think opposite Odell with Jarvis in the slot. It's a wide receiver that kind of when Odell went down, that's somebody who really they trusted. He ain't really show out crazy, but I mean he was young with no experience, so I mean he got a little experience playing in some playoff games. See how it goes, but I think that's one of the people with his size and all the attention gonna be on Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Austin Hooper, Odell, Jarvis. It's really like nobody's focused on Donovan Peoples-Jones. So I think that's a wide receiver that should be on the come up this year. That should show something.
Moose, you got anybody that you feel like is gonna have a breakout season this year?
Yeah, well, I got a few. You feel me? But I'm gonna go with like what Cheese was saying, like something similar. Nobody's really worrying about him because I feel like everybody's worrying about Chase. Everybody's worrying about Ty Boyd. And I feel like they're sleeping on T. Higgins. With that trio, you're going to put a lot of attention on Boyd. You're going to put a lot of attention on Chase. And I feel like the slot is going to be open for T. Higgins. He had a pretty good year last year. And I feel like he's going to continue that. Also, look out for Brandon Ayuk. He had a good year last year. He was a little banged up.
Debo year, boy. My son is back.
He got a little banged up.
Debo is back.
I like him. I like Claypool too for the Steelers, wide receiver. I feel like he could have a nice year. And don't sleep on Baby Diggs, man. Baby Diggs. If he can get back healthy,
Baby Diggs?
Baby Diggs.
Who are you naming Baby Diggs?
You know they call him. You call him Diggs.
Who they call Diggs? Baby Diggs.
Yeah, I saw that.
You better not be talking about nobody with them Eagles, bro.
They calling him Diggs. Cut it. They starting to call.
What I tell you? What I tell you for the show?
Diggs,
Who you talking about?
The names, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Who naming him?
I thought you were gonna say Rager, but he's talking about. He's making up nicknames.
You say he talking about Rager?
I told O before y'all got on. I said
I'm talking about Smith.
Rager, but he talking about Smith. It's gonna be an Eagle though. I said it.
So you name 5 people, you got a high chance of being right. Cut it.
Nah, but I had a few. I'm not saying I'm not trying to be right. Those are the few teams people I'm thinking about.
So going back to Cincinnati, you named a lot of talent on that offense. What are we expecting from them offensively? Would they be, top 10 offense with that talent that they have? They're in a tough division. Good
If the
defense.
offensive line could get together, I feel like they could definitely do some things on offense.
They'll get a few teams. They'll catch a few teams, but I just if the O-line is going to be patched together, if they play any better, and I was reading reports, it's like the Bengals offense was getting locked up in practice. So
really,
and it was Burrow still, it was like Burrow, just he don't really trust the leg yet. Like he's jumping out the way because guys are falling down. So
Jay, you like us to breakout, Jay?
I like Chase Edmonds, and Cardinals. I think it's his time to shine, man. I think he's the lead man now too. They got James Conner to back up, but I think Chase Edmonds at running back is going to be a pleasant surprise for people. I think he'll have a breakout year. He showed some signs last year too. He showed some signs last year, and then he ended up losing his spot for whatever happened. I think he had a little fumble issue too. But I think he'll have a breakout year. And honestly, Jerry Jeudy, I think he's ready. One of them, Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton, going to have a breakout year. I think Jeudy just he's really ready to take off, and Sutton is really right at that second tier, of trying to be that legit number one. Injuries kind of derailed him, but he's a good wide receiver. So I think if Drew Lock can play consistent ball, Cortland Sutton will have a big year too.
Please, that's Teddy game. That's Teddy ball.
You think it's Teddy ball?
It don't matter.
Teddy ain't played bad with Carolina. That other black quarterback was nice though. Moose Mans.
Kids still don't
know. Like them. Nobody knew his name. He just played on Thursday night. What's his name? PJ Walker, right?
The ball Hittington?
Nah, not the practice squad quarterback you put in flex. You talking about the Panthers backup? I think it was PJ Walker.
Panthers backup. Oh, PJ.
I think it was PJ Walker.
Yeah, PJ. He did a little. He had a little game, one game.
I think but Chase and Chase is definitely my main backup, and I think Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton will be either one of those two guys. They both might break out. You never know, but I think one of those two guys will break out this year.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Chase, but then I thought about Connor. You think Chase is a running back that could really handle that full load as the lead guy?
I think honestly, because they're more of a fast pace, and he could really one cut go. He's faster than Connor, so if they're gonna play up tempo, I don't really see Connor being that back to really have them go. I think it would be Chase, and Connor would be that back where you try to win games, you ain't really dependent on Kyler's legs all the time. You could give him a inside zone, and Connor could get you a tough 3 to 4 yards and put you in easier down to this situation. I think their problem was they were dependent on the pass too much and Kyler's legs, and then once he got hurt, the pass is coming with Arizona. So I think if they have that 1-2 punch, and I think Chase is really – honestly, he had a couple games last year where I was like, oh, all right. And the year before that, Chase, he got talent. But now having a full offseason that's getting number one reps, I think it'll be his year to take off.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, I went with Chenault down in with the Jaguars.
Yeah.
He played well.
Yeah.
He played well, and now you got solidified. Not to say Minshew wasn't good because he did his job, but with Trevor Lawrence, that's a major step up. So if he played as well as he did last year with Minshew, I think he could take that next step this year. I think that offense should be pretty good.
They catch some people too.
But
and I think they'll lose games, but they're gonna light somebody up too. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And
does Tebow make the team? Yeah, I think Tebow make the team.
Yeah.
He's
an Urban Meyer guy. He's for the locker room. He's get that. He's
got that hand gifted. I heard he got spot heaven already too. That boy got it made, boy.
He caught a touchdown pass in practice though. In training camp.
Yeah, you acting like Gabe. I don't care about no training camp touchdown, man. Yo, Gabe hit me up. Was like, yo, you see that? Bro, it was practice. They in shorts. You talking about a touchdown? Gabe.
Yeah. So we got a few minutes left. We got through that stuff pretty quickly. Last week we were going to talk about the comments from D-Hop and saying basically he doesn't want to play if he has to, get the vaccine. So do we realistically see D-Hop or anybody else sitting out because they don't want to get the vaccine? Major players, do you think that could actually happen?
They ain't sitting out. They're gonna miss game checks. NFL done made a statement like, if it's your fault, like, you'll lose money and then you lose. I think you have to forfeit. They ain't. It sound good, but Hop also deleted the tweet too, so they ain't standing by nothing. They say, how NFL dudes do. They get in their feelings and then they tweet out, then it's deleted, and then they'll issue an apology. It's all talk. I think they'll play because the NFL already made their stance about what they felt about COVID and the vaccine and really trying to pick out the people who aren't vaccinated, trying to make them wear wristbands and stuff. So singling them out, then coaches see that as a distraction. You ain't really trying to be that. So I think they'll just end up playing.
Yeah. Moose, he frozen or?
Mark J.
That boy flipping the camera. He boy playing Twisted.
You can hear me, Moose?
No.
You muted. Your mic is on.
You muted, Moose. You muted, Moose.
He's using his phone and he's sitting there on the laptop. Just use the laptop, bro.
He got the phone sitting on the laptop.
Bro,
That boy is not tech savvy.
It got a little choppy.
Man, go King, man. I'm gonna help you out.
D-Hop, I think D-Hop was more of an emotional response. Because it's hard to feel like you're going to stand on your words if you're going to delete your tweet for PR reasons. Like, you see how Cole Beasley's doing. He's just saying what he feels. He's not deleting no tweets.
He letting it fly.
He's doing what. Yeah,
he ain't top guy though, so they ain't worried about Cole.
He's a white guy that make $8 million. It's not the same.
Exactly, and that's what I was getting at. It was like D-Hop, he had his chance to speak up, but he deleted his tweet. So if you're going to delete your tweet, it's going to be hard for me to feel like you're going to stand on your words and miss some game checks and miss changing your how they feel about you. Because if you don't get vaccine, people think like you're like you might lose some endorsements or you know what I mean. So he's scared obviously if he deleted that tweet.
So I was gonna ask you, Moose, you being someone who isn't necessarily fond of the vaccine, if you was in that position and it was either get the vaccine or you can't play, well, how would you handle it?
Well, honestly, walking out of work. Who's get the vaccine? Who's quit? Who's quit?
Yeah, it's hard for me to say what I would do if I was in his shoes because obviously he's working at a job that he loves and he wanted it for his dream job. Like he loves his job, so it's hard for me to see someone quitting their dream job. But my job right now, if they make it Moose do the vaccine, see you later.
Third person.
Moose gone. Moose ain't taking no vaccine. So if I was D-Hop, I'll be watching the NFL. But like I said, it's his dream job, and I can't speak for someone who's working at their dream the dream job. So that's a tough one.
What you telling John Moose if they send an email saying you gotta get vaccinated? What you saying?
I need that pink slip, man. Send that thing through.
Walk Moose out.
Walk Moose out.
Let me get my book bag. Let me get my stuff. I need my last check. I need all my PTO, my vacation time, my sick time, my 401k. I need that 401k C, B, C, everything.
403B.
Check that book bag. You ain't getting no 401 nothing. They calling 911.
All right, so we got like less than a minute before we gotta run out. We got any shout outs this week?
Yeah, I swear to God, y'all better not, y'all.
Moose, thank
y'all better not. Y'all better. Let's shout out to the locks. Y'all better not.
Jada.
Shout out to Kiss, man. He went beautiful.
Yeah,
Top 5 Dead or Alive. He stamped it. He showed it.
Then he went and did some. He did went and did some Moose dog camp muscle ups on construction post.
And
he went to dog camp.
He was in the zone.
He went to dog camp in Manhattan. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think he played anything from Last Kiss or Kiss of Death either.
Bro,
like, he was on Adderall, bro.
He didn't even go in his bag. He didn't play lick shots. He didn't play shout outs.
Nothing from Top 5 Dead or Alive. He didn't play nothing.
He had the PEDs on his feet, bro. It was over.
Styles P didn't go in against the gentleman. Like he didn't play a gun talk to me. He didn't play nothing.
She's the only one that ran out. She's the only one that ran out. But when you got two greats holding you back, it's light.
I knew it was over when he said, "Man, start this shit up." You from Miami?
He's like, Cam, you live in Miami.
I ain't from Colorado. I'm from right here. I'm outside.